You've probably seen those head soccer games. Funny, bouncy, over the top, but filled with zombies, power ups, skull heads, or some flashing energy bar nonsense. I wanted the opposite. I wanted Luxembourg versus Northern Ireland, Tonga versus Fiji. Real teams, real flags, real football. Just in a fun, stripped down way. No gimmicks, no loot boxes, no buy this hat to jump higher. Just football. The beautiful chaos of two players, one ball, and pure physics. It might not appeal to kids scrolling for dopamine hits. And that's fine. This isn't a monetization scheme. This is a football celebration. It's the feeling of growing up with a ball that never had enough air, playing until the streetlights came on, arguing over throw-ins, scoring the kind of silly, magical goals you'd remember for years. TicTac Football is my little love letter to that kind of football. Not perfect, not realistic, not serious, but pure. Welcome to the journey, and I have to admit something. This is not my first attempt at making a video game. You see, I'm self-taught. Everything I know about coding comes from YouTube videos, tutorials, trial and error, and a heroic amount of hope. My background is actually artistic. I was a professional 2D animator for about 13 years. Drawing, animating, designing, that was my world. But deep down, I always had this passion for football, and by reflex, for football video games. For years, I struggled trying to write tiny pieces of code, trying to force a game into existence. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it fell apart in my hands. But then, something happened. Then AI arrived, and honestly, hallelujah. It was a game changer. I went from being a sucky developer to a decent coordinator, because suddenly, my assistants weren't human. They were AI systems trained in every single field I needed. Code, logic, shaders, animation, audio, the perfect partners in crime. Sure, you still need to understand what you're doing, but with enough optimism and stubbornness, amazing things can come alive. I grew up with games like Microprose Soccer, Emlyn Hughes, Sensible Soccer, and then, naturally, I moved on to Winning 11, Pro Evolution Soccer, EA sports games. Better graphics, better immersion, but not always better gameplay. The magic of older games was this. The lack of graphics gave space for your imagination. Your brain filled the gaps with something no game engine can replicate today. That's why I think modern games often struggle to recreate that childhood spark. So I set out to make something not ultra-realistic, but footballish enough to make you feel it. A packed stadium of screaming fans, the diversity of colors, chants, flags, nets. Oh yes, nets. Sweet, tight, loose, deep, narrow nets. I love them all. In the very first version of TicTac Football, I only had 2 Tic Tacs, 2 recycled goals from an old project, a ball, and a field. But it was already fun, and slowly, it evolved, until it reached the stage you're about to see today. Gameplay-wise, TicTac is simple. Everything is physics-based. Players move left and right, collide, bounce, push the ball with a little extra force, and invisible walls keep the ball on the field. That's it. But bugs. Oh, they came and went like the rain. The floating tic-tac bug, caused by jump logic, where AI players would spam physics and hover like UFOs. Or that time, the ball hit a player straight on the head, and he slowly sank into the ground like quicksand. Funny. But maybe not ideal for realism, which is already stretched by the fact that the players are tic-tacs. Anyway, I think this is long enough for a first episode, long enough to risk boring you already. So I'll keep the rest for the next video. If you're curious about this little silly game, if you love football in all its pure, chaotic simplicity, follow me, subscribe, and join the journey. Welcome aboard, you football maniacs out there. Ciao.